I've said before, guys, I've tried to be real honest about the fact that I think Angel's more concerned about being an influencer, content creator, over being a better basketball player.
AngelReese has built a reputation as both a basketball player and a social media personality, but lately, many are wondering where her true priorities lie. Just hours before a crucial game, she posted a dance video that quickly went viral, drawing millions of views. Yet, when it was time to hit the court, her performance left fans disappointed. Reese struggled throughout the game, shooting just 4 for 10 and committing 4 fouls. By the second half, she was nearly invisible while her teammates stayed locked in. Missed layups, defensive lapses, and a lack of focus all raised questions about whether her commitment.
But here we are. This is AngelReese, the content creator side, I guess. Right? Once again, it's pretty clear basketball is her top priority. I cannot imagine how anybody could view this athlete in any other way. It's clear basketball is front and foremost in her mind at all times. Right? Question mark?
To basketball is as strong as it once was. Timing is everything in professional sports. Posting a dance video at 11:50 a.m. on game day suggests her mind was elsewhere just hours before a major competition. This wasn't just a spontaneous clip, it was a choreographed performance that likely took time and effort to perfect. Meanwhile, her teammates were putting in extra hours in the gym, focused on their craft at the pro.
All right, here we go. This is her. This is Angel dancing, I guess. It says game day mood, so I'm taking it. I would assume this would have been posted. It's 11:50 a.m., so I'm assuming this would have been posted prior to getting the absolute shit beat out of them the other day by the Mist. I'm talking about the Rose BC. Surely they wouldn't have. Look, the moment you lost, you might have took this down because she had a god-awful game, but okay.
Professional level, details matter. When we look at Reese's stats, a troubling trend emerges. Her shooting percentage has dropped significantly in games following her social media posts. In high-stakes sports, that kind of decline can mean the difference between making the playoffs or watching from home. It's not just fans who are noticing. Former players and basketball veterans are raising concerns about what they see as a shift in priorities among younger athletes. The game demands discipline, focus, and
Here we go. Let's check it out. That's right. Let me turn this down. I'm not fitting to get a copyright. It's clear. I think it's clear to all of us that basketball is obviously at the forefront of everything that she does. I'm going to let it play again. There we go. Yeah, break it down.
Relentless dedication. When branding and social media take precedence over on-court performance, it raises concerns not just for the player, but for the entire team. The numbers tell a clear story. Reese's dance video attracted over 2 million views, while her basketball highlights barely managed 200,000. This suggests that her presence as a social media personality is starting to overshadow her identity as an athlete.
I'm not sure why she doesn't embrace the celebrity-ness of it all. Just do it. You know, man, it just seems like you see one particular person out there that they always want to lump this one in with, will remain nameless, plays in Indiana. You just don't see this kind of crap, right?
One thing to build a brand outside of the game, but when that brand appears to come at the cost of performance, fans and analysts alike take notice. There's nothing wrong with having interests beyond basketball. Many athletes engage in side projects, endorsements, and personal ventures. But timing and balance are key. Game day is meant for preparation, focus, and execution. Posting viral content right before stepping on the court sends the wrong message, not just to fans, but to teammates who rely on her as a leader. A particularly glaring moment in the game illustrated this concern perfectly. Early in the first quarter, Lexi Hull, one of Reese's teammates, found herself wide open under the basket. No defenders in sight.
Yeah, seriously. She does everything except play basketball, just this big sideshow. Literally an alien.
Arms up, calling for the ball. A textbook opportunity for an easy score. But instead of making the pass, Reese hesitated, missing a crucial play. Moments like these define a player's commitment. Championship teams are built on trust, discipline, and execution. When distractions take precedence over performance, it impacts not just the individual, but the entire squad. AngelReese has undeniable talent. She's proven she can compete at a high level. But in professional sports, talent alone isn't enough. It takes focus, preparation, and a willingness to put the team first. As fans and analysts watch her career unfold, one question remains: is she ready to prioritize basketball, or will social media continue to take center stage? AngelReese's recent performances have sparked heated discussions among basketball fans and analysts alike.
So Lexi Hull's right here, right? She's going to come out here. She gets the ball, going to pass it into Angel. All right, now let's look at it one more time. Hold on. Pass it into Angel. Look at this, folks. That's Lexi Hull right there.
Closer look at her gameplay, decision-making, and team interactions reveals a concerning pattern that may be impacting her team's success on the court. During a critical moment in a recent game, Reese had the opportunity to pass to an open teammate, who was frantically signaling for the ball. Instead, she turned away and forced a contested shot with two defenders in her face.
Let's... I mean, what are you doing? One more time. Full speed. Here we go. In. Cuts back into the lane. Wide open under the basket for the shot. Angel not only did not pass the ball back out to Lexi Hull, but she missed another finger roll, another anything close to inside the basket.
Missing entirely. Those were points her team desperately needed, points that could have shifted the momentum of the game. When analyzing the footage, you can clearly see the moment Reese chooses to ignore her teammate in favor of taking the shot herself. This isn't just a bad play, it's an example of a player actively hindering her team's offensive flow. This wasn't an isolated incident. Upon reviewing game footage from the entire season, we found at least 5 similar instances where Reese chose to take difficult, low-percentage shots rather than pass to open teammates. This pattern suggests that she may be more focused on individual statistics than on the collective.
Just Kennedy Carter over there on life support. Nobody's getting the ball thrown back out. No wonder Marina Mayberry won it out of town. Because once that ball got in AngelReese's hands, everybody else on the team going to starve to death. Is going to starve to death. I can't believe that.
Success of her team. The body language of her teammates speaks volumes. Early in the game, they were still encouraging Reese, offering high fives and showing support. But after repeated instances of ignored passes and forced shots, their demeanor shifted. No more celebrations, no more encouragement, just cold, frustrated glances. Chelsea Gray, on the other hand, demonstrated what it means to be a team player. She fought for every point, dropping 38 and making smart basketball decisions time and time again. In contrast, Reese completely disappeared in the second half, failing to score a single point when her team needed her the most. By the third quarter, her team...
Chelsea Gray out there was fighting for her life, scored 38 points. 38 damn points, okay.
Mate's frustration was evident. Even when she finally did make a basket later in the game, only one teammate half-heartedly acknowledged it, the rest simply jogged back on defense. Clearly aware of the situation, Reese undeniably has an incredible ability to rebound. She's easily one of the best in the game in that category. But rebounding alone doesn't make someone an all-around great player. Her approach to the game raises legitimate concerns about her willingness to function as part of a cohesive team unit. Beyond basketball, Reese's behavior off the court has also drawn attention. In a surprising revelation, she
once again had 13 rebounds. Look, the girl can rebound with the best of them. She's probably the best 1, 2, or 3 best rebounders in professional women's sport, basketball. But let's be real. That doesn't make you an all-around great player.
Details from her childhood that paint a clearer picture of her personality and decision-making patterns. She admitted that as a child, she would call the police on her babysitter, not because she was in danger, but simply because she didn't want to be watched. This wasn't just an impulsive act, it was a pattern of behavior so persistent that her mother eventually created fake foster care paperwork to keep her in line.
AngelReese opened up on her behavior when she was a child, admitting she hasn't been the best child at times. No, I'd say it isn't so. The WNBA superstar had grown up in Baltimore, Maryland, and was raised by her mother and maternal grandparents, while recalling one incident with a babysitter at one point. On her Instagram stories, Reese had admitted that she had issues with her behavior throughout her childhood, and she would even call the police on multiple occasions when she had disagreements with her babysitter.
This history of resisting authority figures and seeking control over her environment appears to have carried into adulthood. Sports psychologists suggest that such extreme childhood reactions often evolve into different expressions as people grow older. For Reese, the same resistance she showed as a child now manifests in her interactions with teammates, coaches, and even reporters. Her dismissive attitude in post-game interviews mirrors the same defiance she exhibited in her youth. On the court, we see this play out in her positioning, her shot selection, and the way she distances herself from teammates. Off the court, it emerges in her reluctance to engage in team discussions and her focus on building a personal brand rather than refining her game. It's not just about basketball struggles, it's about a long-standing psychological pattern that has followed her from childhood into her professional career.
Speaking on her podcast, she recalled, quote, "My mom used to get pissed. I used to call the police on my babysitter. I was calling the police on her. I didn't want to stay there. I didn't want her watching me. That's why." Yikes.
AngelReese has built a reputation as both a basketball player and a social media personality, but lately, many are wondering where her true priorities lie. Just hours before a crucial game, she posted a dance video that quickly went viral, drawing millions of views. Yet, when it was time to hit the court, her performance left fans disappointed. Reese struggled throughout the game, shooting.
Why didn't you just get a new babysitter? I don't understand what's going on. You called the cops on the babysitter? Was there... what was going on there? Or were you just being bad? Like, I don't want to do what this person says. Let me call the cops on you. All right.
Just 4 for 10 and committing 4 fouls. By the second half, she was nearly invisible while her teammates stayed locked in. Missed layups, defensive lapses, and a lack of focus all raised questions about whether her commitment to basketball is as strong as it once was. Timing is everything in professional sports. Posting a dance video at 11:50 a.m. on game day suggests her mind was elsewhere just hours before a major competition.
A lot of things are starting to make sense now.
This wasn't just a spontaneous clip, it was a choreographed performance that likely took time and effort to perfect. Meanwhile, her teammates were putting in extra hours in the gym, focused on their craft at the professional level. Details matter. When we look at Reese's stats, a troubling trend emerges. Her shooting percentage has dropped significantly in games following.
Her mom drafted paperwork to fake her out about going to, about going to foster care. That's pretty good. I gotta give mom credit. I mean, seriously. You badass acting kids? What's wrong with you? I mean, really?
Her social media posts. In high-stakes sports, that kind of decline can mean the difference between making the playoffs or watching from home. It's not just fans who are noticing. Former players and basketball veterans are raising concerns about what they see as a shift in priorities among younger athletes. The game demands discipline, focus, and relentless dedication. When branding and social media take precedence over on-court performance, it raises concerns not just for the player, but for the entire team. The numbers.
Look, honestly, I think this is the kind of stuff Angel's best at. Podcasting, do a little modeling, sell, fling some burgers for McDonald's. I mean, it's perfect. It really is. It really is.
Tell a clear story. Reese's dance video attracted over 2 million views, while her basketball highlights barely managed 200,000. This suggests that her presence as a social media personality is starting to overshadow her identity as an athlete. It's one thing to build a brand outside of the game, but when that brand appears to come at the cost of performance, fans and analysts are.
Y'all saying people picking on Angel. Ain't nobody picking on Angel. Look at what we just look. This is what we witnessing. This is what we witnessing. Damn!
While some criticize Reese's focus on extracurricular endeavors, podcasting, modeling, and endorsement deals, it's clear that she's following a calculated career strategy. Data shows that influencers and media personalities can earn significantly more through sponsorships and branding than they might as professional athletes. Reese appears to be leveraging her basketball platform to build a lucrative empire beyond the game. So the real question isn't whether she's fully committed to basketball, it's whether she's choosing a smarter long-term career move. If her ultimate goal is financial success and public influence, she may be playing a different game altogether, one that extends far beyond the hardwood.